The Republic of Srpska has made a strategic decision to develop and advance agriculture and the food processing industry. One of the important priorities for the agriculture industry is the preservation of the genetic diversity of plants and animals. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the FAO, estimates that there has been real erosion of genetic diversity over the past century, so that worldwide 75% of genetic variations of cultivated plants have disappeared, and the rate at which populations of wild plants are being lost is growing rapidly. In order to halt this trend, new species and varieties must be introduced and old ones re-established. This will not only improve the quality of nutrition, but also protect and conserve genetic diversity as a basis for developing new varieties and hybrids. At the International Center for Agricultural Research, there are now more than 1,500 gene banks containing more than 6 million specimens of various plant species. The world's first grain seed vault began operation not long ago in Svalbard in Norway. In accordance with a decision and directives of the National Assembly of the Republic of Srpska, the Genetic Resources Institute and Gene Bank of the Republic of Srpska have been established within the University of Banja Luka, which has given the institute the use of land and facilities of the university's botanical garden. This acknowledges the institute's role as the coordinating institution in implementing the program for conservation of plant genetic resources of the Republic of Srpska.
Ovaj institut je osnovan odlukom Upravnog odbora, a na prijedlog Naučno-nastavnička vijeća 3 fakulteta, Poljoprivrednog, Šumarskog i Prirodno-matematičkog fakulteta. On je ponos ne samo univerziteta u Banji Luci, već ponos Republike Srpske, prije svega zbog vrijednosti istraživačkih radova. Ovaj institut je naš ponos iz razloga što je on na određeni način laboratorija u kojoj se uključuju ne samo mladi istraživači, asistenti i saradnici, već i studenti našeg univerziteta. Sasvim sigurno, Univerzitet u Banji Luci je napravio pun pogodak sa osnivanjem ovakvog jednog instituta.
The institute today has 14 researchers engaged in scientific and research work and more than 20 scientific associates from universities and other institutions from the Republic and the region.
Republika Srpska kao jedan od entiteta Bosne i Hercegovine je preuzela svoju obavezu koja je postavljena međunarodnim konvencijama i propisima, dogovorima i uspostavila program očuvanja biljnih genetičkih resursa Republike Srpske, dugotrajan, a akcioni plan u ovoj fazi napravljen je do 2015. godine.
The Genetic Resources Institute is made up of 2 organizational units: the Center for Biodiversity, which conducts basic and applied research, and the Center for Sustainable Use of Genetic Resources, which is responsible for technological development and innovation, regional and overall socio-economic, sustainable development, and the practical application of scientific and technical results. The Center for Biodiversity also includes the Plant Gene Bank of the Republic of Srpska. The Institute's scientific associates conduct regular expeditions to collect seed and other material from wild plants, both native and old varieties, recording the exact location in which each specimen grows. Expeditions are made up of the coordinators and members of the working groups for fruit and vitis, fodder crops, cereals, medicinal and aromatic plants, industrial plants, and vegetables. After returning from the field, all the material which has been collected is registered and sent for further processing as part of the standard procedure in the Plant Gene Bank. Depending on the plant species, the material is assigned to in situ, on form, or ex situ conservation. The material is processed according to the method of reproduction, so that seeds or other new acquisitions are prepared for regeneration or multiplication and characterization. The status of the new material is processed on the basis of passport descriptors and collection forms. This procedure is conducted according to strict standards and a prescribed methodology, which requires that the seeds are clean, healthy, and have adequate viability. In the case of ex situ conservation, specimens, that is accessions, are kept in special conditions with equipment for long-term conservation at low temperatures. It's important to note that there are three kinds of collections. The base, which is the collection of acquisitions for the long-term future, the active collection, which consists of specimens available for multiplication, distribution and utilization, and the safety base collection, which is genetically identical duplicates of accessions stored outside the country for safety reasons. The Institute today conducts two regular activities of its own. These are the Program for Conservation of Plant Genetic Resources and the establishment and development of the University Botanical Garden. Also under development is the Program for Conservation of Forest Genetic Resources, whose goal is the strategic development and protection of the forests which cover more than 50% of the territory of the Republic of Srpska. The Genetic Resources Institute is proud of its young team of researchers and scientific associates who have completed master degrees and specialist studies at universities abroad. They've decided to continue their scientific research at Banja Luka University and, by their own example and dedication, contribute to the creation and development of a society of knowledge in the Republic of Srpska. Through knowledge to the future, the Genetic Resources Institute of the University of Banja Luka.